I'm mixing resin. You know what that means. It's time to pour. Join me. About a year ago or so, I made one of those pen holders that, everybody made. I made one for my work office, and I made it in my favorite colors. And so eventually I got this tray, and I'm gonna try to duplicate those colors. I don't remember exactly what I used. I do know that it did have Marbler's Tiffany Pearl, and I know it had a white in it, but I don't know if it's this white or not. This is my Saya Porcelain White Pearl, and I know it has glitter in it. It could be this glitter, this chunky glitter that I believe I got maybe Temu. And then I have this other glitter that just goes in really well with the Tiffany type of colors. This aqua blue is kind of, I would say it's my favorite color. I always gravitate towards that. And then I have my all-time favorite, Tiffy Blue from Eye Candy. And this is the Tiffany Blue color, or inspired by that famous company that we all know. So I didn't know how much to mix, and those pen holders, they hold about 10 ounces. So I'm just gonna divide up my cups, and I'm gonna pour this in here all cattywampus. Just see where 10 ounces gets us. And that Tiffy Pearl, or the Tiffy Blue, I might not put much of it in there, because I know I did other pen holders with that, but I don't know if I did that particular one that's in my office with that. I do remember, though, it probably was the first time that I had ever used this Tiffany Pearl by Marblers, and I just got it, and I was surprised that it is as translucent as it is. It's not a very heavy color, so I'm gonna probably put more in than I normally would, and then the rest we'll just improvise. And I do know that I want more than I would usually use. I love this color so much. I just love it. You know, the whole world calls it teal now, and I mean, I suppose sometimes I do, just so people know what I'm talking about, but it's not really what I grew up knowing as teal. Teal is darker. This Tiffany Blue is like it's more of in the aqua range of things. But I love it nonetheless. I don't really care what it's called. Now, as you all know, I always feel that I need to explain and give a little mini tutorial on pigment paste every time I open it, because some people might not know. If you do know, I hope I'm not, being too repetitive, but there are lots and lots of people that I'm hoping we all as crafters inspire to pick up this little addiction. All right, so I'm gonna scrape most of it off of here, because I only have probably a little over an ounce of resin. And that's what happens when you open a jar of pigment paste. You have to stir it up. It often settles, and pigment paste is probably the purest pigment that you're ever gonna come across. in that bottle is pigment. So a very, very, very little of it goes a very, 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 very long way. And another thing, you really, really, really have to mix it really, really well in your resin, because it'll, you know, if you don't, you may have an area that doesn't cure, and then there is no fixing that. It's never going to cure. Now we have our white. This is really tempting fate to mix this right on top of the mold, because let's you know, let's put fate on our side, why don't we? And this is our Saya porcelain white pearl that I'm sure I got probably off of Amazon. And this is a substantial amount of pigment. I encourage you, if you're new, to start small, especially with small amounts, especially with maybe a pigment that you haven't used before. This one I know can be a little bit translucent, and I want it to be, you know, much more. I want it to be the divider between these two blues. So, you know, I've used it before. So until you have used something before and you know how it's going to behave, look, some of it, see, this is why we don't mix on top of the mold. At least I shouldn't. But, you know, until you know how it's going to behave for you, just be light in the beginning, and then you can pick up your stick and see what you're getting, and you know, life can go on from there. Don't know where I got this glitter. Just want to eat it. I wouldn't eat glitter, but you know what I mean. And this is different sizes of glitter, so go ahead and take that into account when you're doing a project. You know, what are different sizes of glitter going to bring me? When I say different sizes, well, they're different sizes. There's large-ish, sort of medium, teeny tiny, and almost like a dust, and compared to this, which is all chunky. So you know, that you can use all of that to your advantage and make it look extra. I guess any of you who have watched me before, I think you've probably determined I'm a messy crafter. I try. And see, the thing I like about this is that this has some other colors in it. It has, you know, some golds and some pinks and some, but it also has a little bit of blue, which brings it all together. We're gonna get ready to pour. And I'm gonna give this a little spray of some 99% isopropyl alcohol. I'm also gonna remove that little hair that I see right there. See, you can have things cleaned off, and then all you have to do is move. Well, in my house, all you have to do is move it like a ½ an inch, and all right. See, there's no puddles of alcohol. I'm not over alcoholing it. This stayed nicely mixed up, so I don't have any parts that did not mix or didn't make it into the mix. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do some slight little ribbony things. Like that. This white also stayed nice and incorporated. I don't see any unmixed powder. And sometimes if you just let it sit a minute, you'll see if you had any unmixed that just didn't make its way. And I'm literally, so the key to sort of a marbly effect is the first thing that hits the mold is what you're going to see. Like if you pour things in there thinking, oh, that's okay, you know, I'll make up for that. I'll, you know, if something, maybe you did too much or something, and you think, oh, you know, I'll make up for that. I'll make sure that, you know, more gets in this area. Well, if there's already something down, I want these handles to be a little bit more glittery, as well as the top, because the top of my the one that I made, the other one, is has that going on. This is kind of it's heavy with glitter for sure, this mixture. So as I was saying, you know, you might think, oh, you know, I'll go in and I'll mix it around. Well, whatever already hit the mold is what you're gonna see the most. It's not, it's kind of hard to go back and fix it from there. And then this stuff, it'll be shiny because it's a shiny mold, but this stuff doesn't have, you know, this other Marbler's pigment that I put in here, that has, it's pearly, so that has a sheen to it. Sure would be nice if 10 ounces was enough for this, but I've got lots here, so we're just gonna go for it. And now I'm sort of aiming for spaces that don't have resin on the mold, because again, I want this to be seen from the top, because we're pouring upside down. Oh, you know what? These parts aren't, that's all going to be a hole. I don't know why I went right over them. See, these parts, well, yeah, these are higher, so these will be a hole. These will be solid. They'll be solid little tray, little parts of the tray. So I'm just going to scrape this off, just so I remember to not go all the way up to there as we're moving ahead. I'm going to go with a little bit more white now. Because I feel like all these blues are doing their thing. And I hope there's enough of a differentiation without having, you know, because like I said, the Marbler's one has a sheen to it, but the other, the eye candy, does not. And now at this point, since we've covered most of the actual silicone that is the, you know, the bottom of the tray, most of what we're going to see at this point are the parts that you see from, you know, the sides of these little pockets, or whatever they are. And that might be cute to just have a tiny bit of blue up in there, and that's that blue glitter. course, I went right over that thing after I said I didn't want to go over it. Yup, that's pretty much my usual MO. Move right along, don't pay attention. This is going to be domed because I'm to the very end of this resin, but it doesn't, it's covered, it's just not going to be domed, and it doesn't mean enough to me to do more mixing and all that stuff, so it's just going to be what it is. And now we just have to wait for it to cure. I'll be back. And our cute little tray is cured. It's a little bit bendy, if I'm honest. I'm just a little impatient. But it is coming out. Coming nicely peeling out. To get these little areas free. Okay. Come on. I'm wrestling more with this towel than I am with the piece. Come on. Let's do this. Okay. That one is free. This one is free. But if we do the big reveal this way, that'll be exciting. Am I right? Ooh, it's super sparkly. The glitter dropped for sure. Whoops. Stuff falling over on my table. Wow. Wow. Cute. I think it's cute. It's it's still a little bit, just a little bit soft. I mean, if I bent it, I could bend it, but it's not, you know, it's holding up on its own. Nice. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. It is very sparkly. It's probably more sparkly than the pencil holder that I have, or pen holder, whatever. I don't mind that because it's a tray. I can see every single color. I see every single little sparkle of glitter. Love that I put some of that aqua colored glitter in there, turquoise. I'm happy with it. Very happy. Well, if you like this, like and subscribe, please. And let me know what you think in the comments. And feel free to ask me any questions that you have. You know, all of us do things our own way, and you should do things your own way too. And think about how to make something creative happen in your world. And please take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.